Bladder 10 is located 1.3 sun lateral to do15. It's 4.5 sun from do15 to the mastoid process. So divide this area into 3 and just come a little closer to the posterior midline. You'll be on the lateral edge of the trapezius muscle. Do16 is located on the posterior midline at the base of the occiput. To find the base of the occiput, palpate down to about 1 sun superior to the posterior hairline. If you rock the head backwards and forwards very gently, you should be able to feel the cleft between the base of the occiput and the spine. Make sure you mark this point directly on the posterior midline. To locate gallbladder 20, palpate up the groove in between the sternocleidomastoid and trapezius muscles. As you get to the base of the occiput, you will find a nice depression. Gallbladder 20 is in the centre of that depression. Do20 is located in relation to the midpoint between the glabella and the occiput. Place the heel of your palm on the glabella and the occiput. Fold your fingers around the skull to find the midpoint. Do20 is located 1 sun posterior to that midpoint. It typically lies in a nice dip. There are several other nice dips slightly further back, which are other do points. So don't be tempted to go further back than 1 sun posterior to that midpoint. Bladder 4 is located half a sun into the anterior hairline, 1/3 of the distance from do24 to stomach 8. Bladder 4. Bladder 2 is located in a depression at the medial aspect of the eyebrow. Palpate along the supraorbital margin until you locate a nice dip at the medial end of the eyebrow. That's your bladder 2. Bladder 1 is located 1 fen medial and superior to the inner canthus of the eye. If a person scrunches up their eyes, a nice depression forms here, and that's where you're going to find bladder 1. Do25 is on the anterior midline at the very tip of the nose. Large intestine 20 is located in the nasolabial groove, level with the midpoint of the ala nasi. The ala nasi is the nostril, so find the superior border of the nostril, the inferior border of the nostril, hence the midpoint, and come out into the nasolabial groove. Bladder 6 is 2.5 sun into the anterior hairline, 1.5 sun lateral to the anterior midline. Stomach 8 is located directly superior to stomach 6 and stomach 7. So run your finger up in a line from stomach 6 and stomach 7, projecting up onto the corner of the head until you're in a nice depression just superior to the temporalis muscle. Gallbladder 4 is located 3/4 of the distance between gallbladder 7 and stomach 8. Gallbladder 5 is located halfway between gallbladder 7 and stomach 8. Large intestine 19 is directly below the outer margin of the nostril on a level with DO26.
Large intestine 4, you're going to find the length of the second metacarpal bone. So running your finger down, finding the base, making sure that you're not actually on the carpal bones themselves, finding the midpoint of that shaft of bone, coming between the first and second metacarpals, nearer to the second than the first in the muscle.
Small intestine 2 is on the ulnar aspect of the little finger in a flare just distal to the base of the proximal phalange in here. Bladder 67 is the lateral nail point of the little toe. Be sure to mark it clear of the nail bed.